So we look at six different factors, and we've got a spreadsheet that we put all these in. So number one, we look at unemployment, specifically the unemployment change over 5 years, and we look at population, specifically the population change over 5 years, and this is the city population that you're investing in, but also the overall MSA population. We also look at the population age to see who's moving here and who's leaving, so that's a 5-year change as well. We look at job diversity, and so we want to make sure that not one industry that's dominating the job, because obviously if that happens and if that goes away, that market's in trouble.
The biggest discrepancy I've seen is 18% in Dallas-Fort Worth makes up the largest industry, which is the lowest I've seen, and Las Vegas was 27 or 28% with hospitality. So I would prefer not to be above 23% or so, and I'm arbitrarily saying 23, so it's plus or minus, but just based on what I've seen across many markets, you want to be 23% or less with any one industry. That way, if that industry starts to tank, you've got other industries to pick up the slack and still have your residents employed.
Yep. And then along that line, we look at the top 10 employers as well. It's similar to the job diversity, but it lets you know what the big employers are, and you kind of can compare that to where your property is, and figure out who your tenant base is going to be. And then the last one, number 6, is supply and demand. And so what we look at there are the vacancy rates. So again, for all of these, it's you look at the actual number for the most recent year, but then we want to look at the 5-year change as well to see if it's trending up or down. And then finally, we look at the number of 5+ unit permits that were submitted that year to see how many buildings are being made. So the vacancy is kind of the demand, and then the supply would be the number of units created. Now, where do we get this data from? So for most of the stuff, we actually just get it from the census. And so the census has all the information you're ever going to need about market data. And all you have, what I like to use, and what I think is most simple, is you go to their fact finder, and it allows you to just type in your city, and then it'll just have a column of all the different economic status and population and demographics, and it'll give you everything you need on the side, and you just click on what you want. If you wanted to do age and see what age and the vacancy rate, you can do that. It'll create data tables for you, and then you just click on the data tables, and it shows you all those facts, and it easily allows you to just export it all to Excel. And if you know how to use very, very basic Excel functions like sorting, then you should have no problem whatsoever sorting the data and figuring out what these 5-year trends are. So for everything that I mentioned, we get all of it from the census.
And that's census.gov.
Census.gov, yes. And the only thing that's not easily found in the fact finder, the only thing that took me some time to find, was the 5+ permits created, but it's still on the census website. You just have to do a little bit of extra searching. And if you're interested in wanting a direct link to that, I'll just put a direct link to that one in the show notes for the podcast and on YouTube, because that one took me a while to find. Now, something else that we look at as well are the overall yearly market data that these certain companies put together, and it's just like a massive document that has focuses on commercial real estate, and it'll focus on different markets, different types of commercial real estate, and just kind of talk about what they're expecting for the year and comparing it to last year, and what markets are hot. And that one's very interesting too, because it kind of compiles all the census data for all markets into one. And so if you're just starting out and don't necessarily know where to invest, you can go on there and kind of look at what the top markets are.
What's there? What specific?
So the two that we use are, it's called IRR.com. I'm not sure what IRR stands for, but they have a really good packet. And then we also use the Marcus and Millichap document. So these are like 100-page documents, but they have a lot of information. And whether you're just starting out or you're trying to find a new market, I would definitely recommend reading those just in general. Just get an idea of what market data you should be looking at and what factors you should be looking at, and how they calculate what markets are the best and what industries are up and coming and which ones are kind of going downhill, and they talk about loan stuff, and it's very interesting, and it goes into extreme detail.
Cool.